Hey everybody, it's Eddie J on Crypto for GrowMyBag.tv, and there's a lot going on. We've got it all. We've got scandals, we've got news, we've got investments. It's insane right now. Anyway, let's get into it. So, what do we have going on right now? We still have crypto. We still have Bitcoin at about $61,000, playing around in that range. We still have banks giving some good numbers. Sort of. We still have high inflation, and we're definitely still in greed stance, but we're definitely moving toward neutral. However, those are backwards looking numbers. Anyway, let's get into today's news, which Citadel-Backed Hidden Road Partners is looking at a $1 billion valuation in their Series B round of funding, where they expect to raise $120 million. That's actually pretty cool. The reason why I bring that up is because anytime there's investment in crypto, it says that there is growing adoption from institutional investors, not just retail. That's something that I pay attention to as I make my evaluations on what to buy, when to buy, where to buy. All right. What else is going on? Binance. Now, we know that a while ago, Binance had exited India, and not because necessarily they wanted to. Why are we talking about them now? Well, they're expected to pay a $2 million penalty and re-enter the Indian market. That's a very big deal. I don't know if you recall, but was it last year or the year before last? I told you about that whole Wazir X and, Binance scandal that had been going on. That's why it's a big deal. Okay, that's really why it's a big deal. So I'm paying attention to that. So what else is going on? USDE holders. If you're holding USDE, CryptoQuant wants you to pay attention to their reserve fund. And that's kind of ominous. I don't care how you look at it. I don't care what other news you read. I don't care. That is rather ominous. It really, really is. Really, really is. Now, I have to do some more research, but I believe USDE is an algorithmic stablecoin. And if you're paying attention to the news right now, Senators Loomis and Gillibrand do not want algorithmic stablecoins to operate within the United States borders. That would mean that Tether would have to go away. That's going to be tough. That's the world's largest stablecoin. And right now in the United States, that would leave USDC as the reigning champion. Now, I have nothing against USDC, by the way. I've used it before. Do I have any right now? I don't think I have any USDC left right now. I think I used it in a transaction a couple of days ago. Anywho, that would still be a very big deal. A very big deal. Now, something else that came up is Binance is also converting they have a $1 billion emergency fund. I know they've got more than that, but there's another $1 billion emergency fund. They're converting all of it to USDC. Ta-da! Why is that? Well, everything that happened in the United States, they're trying to make sure they're seen in the best light possible, and moving everything over to USDC. Why? Because it's backed by hard assets and hard money. Now, when I look at all that, it tells me that bill that's coming forward, I don't think it's going to change. And I think it's going to be pushed through. And I'd like to understand how they're going to enforce the use of Tether within the United States borders. I think that what it'll wind up doing is you won't have anybody leaving centralized exchanges, but I think you'll have a lot of people using non-custodial wallets. That's what I think is going to happen. And they'll be using DEXs, right? And the reason why is because, Tether is a part of trading pairs for so many different coins around the world. So going to be hard pressed to stamp that out. I think a little bit more thought could have been put into that. I understand what they're trying to accomplish, because if you look at Terra, that's really what they're saying is we don't want that to happen again. But you should really be thinking about, how to enforce that. There should be some kind of, I was speaking with the live stream last night, the members. You should really sign up to be a member. We talk about a lot of different things. And it's a whole two-way street, question and answer kind of deal, as opposed to just a regular show where I'm just giving information. Anyway, last night we were talking about how, there could be some rules about how, if you have, percentages of money, right, hard assets that you can hold against, that could work. The reason why I know that model works is because we use it for banks all the time. Banks have to have a certain percentage of money on hand to handle transactions, to handle unforeseen transactions. So we should be able to apply that same kind of rule to stablecoins. So I think that's something that, could be ironed out or could be made to be better. So that's something I'm looking at. Hi, Stitchy. So he doesn't want to be on camera. Don't ask me. You want to be on camera? You want to come here? You want to come up? He really wants me to play with him, but we're not doing that right now. Come here. Come here. You want uppy? All right. What else is going on? We've got the SEC chair, Gary Gensler, retiring. No, we don't. There's an article out there that came out talking about how Gary Gensler was going to retire. He's not retiring. That was definitely fake news. He's not retiring. He's not doing anything. He's not going anywhere. He's not doing anything. He's not going anywhere. But yeah, that was some fake news. So pay attention to what you read out there. Pay attention to how you do your research. Find corroborating evidence, right? When I do my stories, I'm pulling tons and tons and tons of stories. And what I do is I say, well, what's this story about? Where did I hear about it? Oh, now you want to be on camera. Where did I hear about it? Right? Is there corroborating evidence? That's what I'm paying attention to. Look at you, you little ham. You little ham. Yeah, that's my big boy. So I pay attention to where I'm getting my story, what it's doing, all that good stuff, right? Because I don't want to make a move and I only heard one person talking about it, unless I've seen other stories from that one person that makes me say, yeah, no, I trust that person. I trust their research, whatever. Like there are certain writers over at Bloomberg that I feel that way about. There are certain writers in different places that I feel that way about. So that's how I do my research. So always find corroborating evidence. And that story that I saw that Gary Gensler was retiring, I was like, yeah, smells funny. And I didn't see another story about it. The only other stories I saw were stories that were saying, nope, that's not happening. So that's what I found to be funny. What else is going on? JPMorgan is saying that there will be a Bitcoin decline after the halving event. That would not be shocking. What I'm saying is not that I feel that there's not going to be a decline. I just think that there's going to be a graduated raise because there are so many macro events, including the halving, that are going to kick off things, right? That's what I'm saying. So yeah, I'm not surprised by that. But I will make note of this. There was, I think it was a few weeks ago, I have in a video, you can search it up, I have in a video where Mike Novogratz of Galaxy Digital was like, listen, Bitcoin's going to drop 35%. Bitcoin's going to drop 35%. And I was like, wow, that's a big number. That's a big number. Look where we are now. We set a new all-time high, 73,750. And now we're down to 60, 61. Just saying, he's not that far off, right? I mean, it's not quite 30%, but he's not that far off. So you tend to pay attention to people that know their stuff. Mike Novogratz knows his stuff. Him and his team knows their stuff or know their stuff. So there are certain people that I pay attention to, and I check. Nobody's perfect. I check everything. He's been wrong on other things. I've seen other people be wrong. I've been wrong about things, but that's how I do my research. I go, I look, and I constantly look so I can recall things, and then I have my notes, my infamous notes. And you know what I did again today? Oh my God, there you go. I did not put up my watermark. Oh, I feel like such an idiot. And then I'm gonna have to take it down just because you know what we should do? We should check our numbers. So come over here. Yeah, you know my notes. I take big notes. But let's refresh this data screen right here. And you can see it. I don't think it's going to change all that much. You have a lot of downside and almost no upside. I mean, look at that. If you pay attention to my 5% rule, How the heck did Book of Meme go up 6%? I'm just saying. But let's refresh this real quick. Shouldn't take that long. Boom, there you go. All right. Book of Meme, yeah, up now 8%. How the heck did that happen? But there's nothing really here to talk about. Injective up 6%. Who else is moving? Nobody else is moving. This is a very short list. Now, let's move over here and you see... Hold on, why am I seeing Didex twice? Oh, okay, that's why. All right. Wow. Everybody's taking a hit. This whole list is bad. Let's see if there are any coins over here on this list that I'm actually paying attention to. BitTensor down 8%. Beam down 8%. Thorchain down 8%. Remember I was talking about there are two coins. One is Geo Bowden. You should be able to figure that one out. And there's another one whose name I will not mention. And the two coins are battling back and forth. And this one saw, they were up yesterday. This coin was up yesterday. Now it's down today, 9%. Athena down 11%. The only reason why I mention that is because it's been in the news a lot. Pups Ordinals down 12%. I don't know. Excuse me. I do not know if that has anything to do with runes coming tomorrow. Don't know that. But runes is going to be a big deal. Runes is going to be a big deal the way Stacks was. Possibly even bigger. So pay attention, people. Do your own research and get into it. What else is going on? Nervous Network had been up. Now it's down 13%. Amazingly below 1 billion mark. I'm hoping they'll get back there. I mean, look at that. They're down 58% from off their all-time high. When I'm investing in crypto, right, I'm paying attention to how far are you from that all-time high and when was the last time you hit it. That's one of the things I pay attention to. What else is going on? Fear and Greed Index down at 57. This is what I opened up with. Down to 57. We're still in greed, but we're really close to neutral. You know what I mean? That's a big drop from last month, a high of 79, now all the way down to 57. Just saying, that's a big drop, 22 points. So right now, TVL, 105 billion, 105.5 billion. That's what we'll call this. But you want to see where's all that money going, or where is it leaving? So this is why I pay attention to this list down here. Don't just show up there and only pay attention to these numbers. That's not what I do. I'm paying attention to where that money is going in terms of DeFi and all that other good space. Now, you can see Bitcoin. I'm not upset about this at all. Look at this. It's trading within my blue band. My blue band goes from 57,686 to 63,714. I'm not upset about this at all. At all. If you're going to be involved in crypto, I've been in this game for over 10 years. All right. So for over 10 years, I've been investing in crypto, dibbling, dabbling, diving in, getting wet, drying off, diving in. I've been in it for 10 years. So in 10 years, if you haven't developed that stomach that says I can deal with this drop, this isn't even a huge drop. We used to be on the flip side of this, praying we would hit these numbers. So I'm not upset about this at all. Sooner or later, we're going to go back up. The scarcity of Bitcoin is going to go back up. Runes coming in, increasing traffic, ordinals increasing traffic. There are just so many things that are going on, as well as mad investments in infrastructure. That connective tissue that does everything. This is why I pay attention, and you should too. What else is going on? Let's take a look at the big board with these numbers. And what am I seeing as opportunities? Bitcoin to me is still an opportunity. Ethereum is definitely an opportunity. I mean, 62 versus 73, 750. Yeah, it's an opportunity. Ethereum, 3,000 versus 4,000. Yeah, it's an opportunity. Solana's all-time high is 250. So if I'm looking at a bear run if I'm looking at a bull run to go back up over the next few months, over the next year or so, I'm definitely getting in. So my dollar cost averaging strategy includes a lot of these coins. Doge, taking it on the nose, not a big deal to me. SHIB is down a little bit, but it's up from where I bought it when it hit the dip the other day, which tells me it's sustaining better than other coins. Making note of that. I'm making big note of that. Anyway, let's go look at these numbers. If you just want to look at it from a numeric perspective instead of just looking at pictures, here's where we are. I'm looking at Chainlink. I'm looking at Polygon. Remember what I told you yesterday? Ocean Protocol, Fetch AI, Singularity.net are going to merge. They'll merge and combine into ASI. There'll be 3 separate projects. They'll work their projects separately, but then come together at the end to be able to offer an even larger offering. Now, when they come together, it's going to be a $7.5 billion new coin that's out there, and it'll fall right in between here. So Polygon will get bunny hopped in a heartbeat. Just saying, again, something else to pay attention to. Now, would I be buying Polygon? Yes. Yes, I will. That's a part of my DCA strategy. Absolutely. Cardano, yeah, not having high trade volume for whatever reasons, they can handle higher trade volume. That's my point. And yes, they are part of my DCA strategy. Smaller percentage, but still a part of the DCA strategy. Avalanche, I have nothing against it, but not really something I'm holding a big bag on. Anyway, this is Eddie J on crypto for growmybag.tv. If you like what I'm doing, please drop me a thanks. Send me a super. I greatly appreciate it. Keeps everything going. It puts wind in the sails because there's a lot of work that goes into producing this. If you have ideas about how I can do things better, also please let me know because it makes a big deal. As well as join, click the join button. Why? Because those additional streams that you get later in the day cover even more news, and it's a two-way street. We hit chat and we answer questions real hard, real fast, right there on the spot. Anyway, I hope you have a good one. It's Eddie J on crypto for growmybag.tv. Bye-bye.